Everybody, what's up? So I just kind of wanted to talk about how the fact that I just finished watching the Animaniacs reboot, and I gotta say I liked it. Um, I I'm not necessarily a big fan of the fact that they didn't include a lot of the older characters, but to a degree I can understand that. Um, in today's society, Slappy Squirrel and her abuse of people might not be seen as a good thing in kids shows, even though it really seems like the show was aimed at the original audience and to a newer audience. Um, it's like Dr. Scratch and Sniff at one point says, maybe I should have joined Hello Nurse and Doctors Without Borders, to which, shows that, okay, they took a character and put her into a new situation because I think a lot of people saw Hello Nurse as like this dingy blonde, but she really wasn't. She was intelligent. Um, Pinky and the Brain, oh my God, still funny. I'm sorry. If you don't like Pinky and the Brain, get out of here. I'm just kidding. Pinky and the Brain, I mean, the change that they made is hilarious. With the brain, I mean, he's just so frustrated about how his plans have been going in that, and his frustration with Pinky overall. It's just hilarious. And you can tell it. From what I understand, there was like a toll-free number that was put into one of the shows as a joke, only to turn out that it did get it edited. I think it was show number 6, because apparently it turned out to be a phone number directly to a porn line. Now, there has been some debate on boycotting it because in the first episode, a lot of people saw this joke where they're talking about, oh, it was aimed at Johnny Depp. And you have to keep in mind, like people said, this is a show that was written 2 years ago. And they admit to it. The fact that it came out in 2020, the show was written 2 years ago. There's still stuff they're behind on. And like people said, there was stuff that was going on at that time. People didn't know about all the stuff going on with Johnny Depp. It's a joke about other stuff. And it's like, it's a cartoon. Get over yourselves. It's hilarious. It still is. Um, yeah, I would love to see the Goodfellas in an episode. Um, the Good Feathers, sorry. Good feathers flock together, slappy waxing with her. You still get the original theme song in your head. Um, yeah, Plaza's in it. They have a female CEO, which I'm fine with. I still love the fact that they have Ralph the guard, because Ralph, trust me, he's still the comic relief in all of it. And sorry if the camera shakes. I have a cat behind the laptop where the camera is sitting on, so my apologies. Um, but yeah, overall, it's a good reboot. The first episode, with the way they open it, with the Jurassic Park style opening with Spielberg, it's worth it. I think people don't realize, even though it was on for 5 years, it was one of those shows where it had a spinoff of Pinky and the Brain, which in turn then they got Elmira from Tiny Toons, which I'm not a fan of that idea because, and I heard that they're doing, a reboot of Tiny Toons without Elmira. I'm not. It's going to be on HBO Max, so I'm not really going to see that. I have no intention of getting it for it. Um, I've had Hulu for a lot of different other stuff, so I'm not concerned about that part. But I just don't see that one as maybe not working. Um, there is, people are saying, oh, it's still not as zany. I'm like, yeah, it is. There's just stuff in there that's for a newer, kind of a newer audience. Still, people who are fans of the old show. There's stuff that's going to get taken time to get used to. People are saying, oh, they're the voice of reason. I'm like, Not really, in an aspect. I don't necessarily see them as the voice of reason for a lot of the stuff. They have Herco Yakko, which is rip off of Perot from Agatha Christie. I love it. God, that one. So much stuff you don't expect. They do still have time put towards other stuff, towards their songs. Just a lot of stuff in general. And it's so worth it. Yeah, if you're... There is some political humor, which I was not expecting. I'll admit that I did find it funny, though. They do still poke fun at stuff like... They poke fun at the Odyssey. Was not expecting that one. I don't... You have to see it. I mean, it's one of those things where you sit there for 13 episodes and you go, holy crap, I was not expecting this at all. And I was just dying of laughter the whole entire thing. If you ever want a great version of the Pinky and the Brain song, by the way, which is shortened, look up Postmodern Jukebox, and I'll post a link for it below. They do a great version of the song that is actually done with the guys who play Pinky and the Brain, which I was not expecting. And the funny thing is, there are people going, oh, the guy who plays Pinky's like, I could do, better with a certain part. I'm going, if you can read lips, they're impressed. It's just hilarious in itself because it fits it so well. Brains, plans of world domination. And the fact that they don't stay with modern day, they go back in time like they have in the past for different things. It's worth it. It really is. Do I love it because of the fact that it's nostalgia? Do I love it because it's a reboot? Honestly, I don't think of it as a reboot. I think of it as a continuation of what this series was and what it could have become had it stayed on the air, had it lasted longer. And at one thing they pointed out really was that there's only so many references from a certain timeline you can make fun of before it gets old. It's like people said, look at The Simpsons, how long it's been on. I just really like the Animaniacs. There's just something about them that has carried forward. Even without seeing like some of my favorite characters, it's still worth it. There is a character from the show, I'm not going to spoil it, from the original show, who they kind of mention in it. The new one, I was like, I completely actually forgot about that character. Because it's the way the opening song was, but also I'm like, I missed Tom Burnett with a good idea, bad idea, or with the mime or the skeleton guy. There's still stuff I missed, and it still makes it worth going back and watching the old shows. Is the old shows better than the new one? Well, to a degree, I would say yeah, but the new stuff does have a lot of points, and giving it a shot, going into it going, okay, what am I going to expect? I did not set my expectations high on it. And I really like it. I really like how they just go with the flow on everything. That's it, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye.